Alright, I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom, and that's what's happening right now. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? Heh, it's funny because she doesn't have hands, or arms, or shoulders. Or now I guess she does have shoulders, sorry, I meant to say elbows. This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Gentlemanly. Heavy. That's all you need to say. Yeah, sure, where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off into the hallway, leaving the paint can following since there's no choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we two leave toward the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one end to the other because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. That would at rowing the other day, I was with my friend Pierre again, and again Michelle loaded up our friggin' weight for the deadlifts. And it was actually the very last rowing practice that we're doing like that, because our freaking ridiculous death coach Alf is going to come in and just tear us a new one and make us do all this other stuff I really wish I wasn't doing. But my hands, like, I could not actually like hold it any longer, and because it was the last practice, the coach that we have for the moment, Dave, said he wouldn't go like get like the fancy straps or anything, but I felt like my hands were just going to fall off. So it's not exactly like a 10-pound paint can, but I know how he feels, kinda. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. Probably her, because she doesn't have arms, and it's like when someone loses their eyes and they have supernatural hearing. She lost her arms, so now she just has like supernatural legs. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of a head nurse and his fox-like grin. Foxy. Oh, I don't remember the nurse's voice. Shoot. I'm gonna pause this, and I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go figure out what the nurse's voice was. Oh shoot, I thought that paused. That didn't pause. Oh, crap. Oh no. What's the pause button? It says F8. Pause. Alright. Okay,
so you already have medication?
Alright, well I'm back. It kind of messed up the thing. The pause button wasn't working for some reason. Alright, so, he nods courteously to Rain, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he has some business with.
There's something I forgot to mention on Monday.
I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about his interruption either.
It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off. If you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if anything happens.
Alright.
So how are you? Everything fine?
I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too, teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, but not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, with both the student base and the faculty seem very tightly knit. Like my school, before they decided, oh, it would be a good idea to close it! Anyways, he has one eye, he's winking at me, that's kind of scary. I'll maybe rant about that more later. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyways. Ellipses points. I'm gonna talk like Shizune from now on. Oh, okay. What did I say? Dumb what? Okay. Apparently that worked. I guess he's dealt with Shizune too.
That's great! Also, one other thing. My Our sources tell me that you've been in neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising like I asked.
Of course I haven't, but this way of inquiring gives me the feeling I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. Yeah, you should have. You have people spying on me?
Not as such. I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just...
Oh, no, sorry, that's me. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a sec, then it comes back like it was never gone.
Tezuka, would you give us a second?
Thank you. The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without even waiting for Rin's permission, which she didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside.
When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you were still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down on you so hard is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on?
Oh, so now do I actually have the option to join sports and stuff? If so, yeah. Yeah, I promise, definitely. What just happened? Okay, well, that's open. Alright, now it's gone. Yeah, I promise, definitely. Ugh, my back hurts. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit.
Consultation?
See you around!
Oh, God. I feel like the nurse's voice might be a bit too high. I don't know. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer. I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Was she not staring at the ceiling fan before? This chick's so weird. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? Comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her, so it was more like, were you listening? But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about the confidentiality, too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock. Dang it, I thought I was on a roll in reading. That prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. That's a depressing statement. Rin keeps looking at me for a little while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could disconcern. Exactly, because she's friggin' monotone as... Yeah. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't started out my feelings for having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of some kind of bricks, is the building itself. The same kind of bricks. It's been covered with some sort of painting. It looks disgusting. It's like, duh! And the guy at the side's like, duh! And then there appears to be a little stick guy over there going, yeah! Most of it is still merely sketches, quick lines drawn out with black and white against them. Gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more furnished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be like paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground, beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. It's called sleeping. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands, and not me without hands and with feet. The reach is better, and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student-based special properties in the past few days. We're at 10 minutes, I'll be right back, goodbye.